The horror of it all. The horror of a game released when it's not yet finished. The horror of loading screens that take so long to load, I have time to explain how long they take to load. Here's the main menu. It's kind of confusing when you first get into it, and even after you play the game for a while, it still is confusing. For instance, finding a certain event that you want to do, you might have to scroll through like 3 menus just to get to it. So, in the dealership, you go to buy your car. You can usually find whatever car you want. A lot of cars are in here. There's over 1,000. But tell me, in a game where your main attraction is how many cars you have, why are only 200 of them fully customizable? And out of that 200, why is only about 50 fully customizable with racing modifications? A lot of the cars you can't do anything with, and it just feels unfinished. Not to mention, you have to be a certain level to buy your cars. Once you buy your car, you can go to the tuning shop to get parts for it. However, not every car can use all the parts. Again, only about 50 of the cars total can use every part. So once you've got your car and your parts, you can tune it. But what is all of this, and how am I supposed to know which parts I'm supposed to use? I mean, look at all these. Now, I don't know too much about cars myself, so it might be harder for me than it is for some of you, but to me, this is a bunch of random nonsense. Now, the GT Auto Shop lets you take your car in and customize some more certain things. Sometimes you just give your car wash or change the oil on it. Now, you can do some pretty cool things to your car, like put a spoiler on it or give it racing modifications on about 50 of the cars there are. Now, for game modes, we've got B-Spec, which is a really strange mode. You don't drive your own car. An AI drives your car and you give it instructions like pace up, pace down, or overtake the next car. Kind of strange. I'm not sure why you'd want an AI driving your Lamborghini. This is the A-Spec mode. This is a lot more fun because you just pick a difficulty setting, pick an event, and then pick a course to race on, and then race. This is more like it. This is how most of the game should be. But again, there's a problem. Like here, I want to do this race, but I need an old Japanese car. You're not allowed to race with any other type of car. So you know what this means. Now we gotta go back to the dealership, with the used one this time, find the car we want, buy it, then come back to the race. A lot of the tracks in this game are pretty cool, and especially when you're viewing it from the cockpit view of your car. You can see the rain hitting it, but again, only 200 of 1,000 cars have this view. Also, when I'm racing, I tend to find that it's very, very easy to spin out and just flip your car like it was air or something. Oh, and you have to pay for damages on your car. In the licenses game mode, you get to drive cars and complete a specific objective with that car. Then there's special events. There's actually quite a few modes in here, my favorite of which is the kart racing. This is disappointing in itself though. There's only 3 difficulty settings, only about 6 courses, and there's only 2 go-karts. In a mode such as this, which to me seems easy to build, why only have such a limited amount of playability? Now, the advertised course maker really got me into this game. But this is not what it seems. You pick a generic looking background, and then you customize the time of day and the weather and how many points on the track there are. You don't actually build the course. It just generates a course depending on what you're doing. Well, you can customize the complexity of the turns at least, but even then, it's usually not what you want. The graphics in this game look awesome a lot of the time. Sometimes the courses themselves look a little weird compared to the nice looking cars, but mostly it looks nice. The multiplayer is atrocious though. For starters, there's no matchmaking. You have to scroll through and find the game you want to join. Then it takes like forever to load, and then finally when it does load and you're just about to race, the game will crash. Ultimately, the problem with this game is that it's very bare bones in some respects. There are a lot of cars, but you will not find yourself using the 800 standard cars. You're going to be sticking with the 200 premium cars, and out of that, you're going to be trying to get 50 of those. If that. The final rating for this game is a 5 out of 10.